Mr. Bump, you can't be saying, oh no, this is the best game in my arsenal. I've never played any game better than this. Not once in my life. Right. If memory serves me, I can't pull up the logs after just reloading, so we'll just have to... Just gonna have to... something to do with Moeka. I'm in front of the Yodobashi in Akihabara. Alright, she's just telling me where she is. I guess I can meet her if I want. Yodobashi is a big electronics store near the station, for reference. Oh, thank you for referencing it for myself. Could I promise to meet with Finger today? Not that I can remember. And what on earth is going on? Forcing myself to figure things out wasn't getting me anywhere, so I gave up. In front of Akiba UPX. A lot has changed around here. I'm suddenly reminded of what Daru said. Gee, more mail, I'm just too popular. Sweet and kind? Never me. I'm always mad and insane. Yeah, what's this? The holidays now, Mr. Bump. I can stream as early and as late as I want. About the bad phantasm hijacking the airwaves yesterday around noon. There's a big screen up above me. I imagine all the screens around here showing the same footage at the same time. I'm getting emotional just thinking that we, the Future Gadget Laboratory, will be able to do something similar. And I've got more mail. Oh, this is an official one. We've got an official mail. Oh, another email. Shining finger. She is now at the station. Well, the station's just around the corner. If she's moving, it's less likely that we've made plans to meet. I have no idea what she's trying to tell me. I haven't seen Bloom in a long time. Can't remember the last time I saw Bloom about. Oh. I've got another one. Again. The interval between messages is getting shorter. I know without checking that it's from Finger. I open the message with the touch of a button. Why? Is she getting closer? There's no way she can know where I am right now. Is this a coincidence? Or... hang on a sec. Another message. Here's another. I'm strangely hesitant to read it. But they're coming in fast now. Could it be? Fear in my heart, I open my inbox. Oh. That's all. No matter how I try, I cannot will any more text into being. What the hell? Oh shit, she's behind me. Ah! I heard someone whisper in my ear and whipped around to see who it was. And there stood Kiryu Moeka. What? What? What is that about? What do you want? Of course I'm translating the screams, Mr. Bump. What? It's half of the fun. You just saw me there, so you thought you'd surprise me? Not one bit! I felt as though my heart was ready to burst from my chest. But even if you were nearby, you appeared so fast! Ah! Could it be you? Do you work for the organization? Playing dumb will do you no good. That skill. Could that be lightning speed? I thought your skills were limited to high-speed messaging, but it appears your powers extend beyond that small realm. I've clearly underestimated you up to now.
ずっとそこにいただけ。
何？
What? Bruh, this bitch.
Huh?
How dare you? So she just saw me there and played a prank on me with her cell phone? It's as simple as that. However, I'm not sure how she could pull a prank like that without so much as cracking a smile. I don't really get her. But something's weird. The Mocha I knew certainly wasn't mischievous enough to pull a prank. Perhaps her personality has changed due to the influence of this world line. Jesus Christ. What am I doing here? What am I fucking doing? Me? I was gathering information as to how this world works.
情報収集に勤しんでいたところだ。
Stop texting me. So that means you're not doing anything of importance. Wait, did you hear what I said? Bruh. Jeez, it seems like she didn't understand. I would happily elaborate upon my plans, but having a conversation with someone who communicates mostly through text is tiring. Anyway, I have things to do. Oh, sick. Not really. Right! I had a business at May Queen and was just heading over there. Oh god, what am I gonna find at May Queen? Based on the intro, I'm worried. I actually just came up with the idea because it's nice and cool in there. What's wrong? Could it be you'd like to join me? Oh, what a shame. That was the answer I expected. And yet... Bye, bitch. She sounded kind of sad when she said that she didn't like those places. Maybe I'm overthinking it. After we parted ways, I browsed some of the PC parts shops until it got dark. No, lately it seemed like the heat just lingers after the sun goes down. How's she being inappropriate, Mr. Bump? I set out in search of a cool beverage. I imagined I'd just find it at the cafe, validating what I told Maoka. May Queen is the cafe where Mayuri and Faris work. Since it's so close to our lab, I stop in every once in a while. I started walking toward the stairs leading to the cafe and saw a man at the bottom. Another customer? But he's not going into the cafe, just looking at it. Besides, this man's so handsome it looks like he was... Sorry about that, my brother was inviting me for dinner. She's very bad at pranking. Yeah, I mean, she's a strange one, Moeka. She's also in... We're not sure about this world line, but in another world line, she's evil. And she tried to kill me. So I'm not, you know... I'm not too ready to get cozy with her. No, dinner tomorrow. Who's inviting me out to dinner tomorrow? Besides, this man's so handsome it looks like he was crafted by Gaia herself. I can't imagine he patronizes places like this. When it became clear that he wasn't planning on going in, I started to walk past him. That's when he turned. Ugh! I'm sorry, that guy's ugly as hell. He looks like he should be from The Walking Dead. Look how long his neck is! His neck is as long as his head. And he's got a padlock around... Anyway, as he did, our shoulders made impact. I can't believe Kiyama said this guy looked handsome. He looks as far from handsome as I could possibly imagine. Christ almighty.
Huh?
I love how his name is Gaia's Chosen One. His reaction was intense.
てめえ、どこ見て歩いてんだ。
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Lots of hostility from this guy. He does look like he should be in the mafia. He glared at me with obvious displeasure.
失礼。
Excuse me. He pissed me off, but getting involved with someone like this can't end well. Better just let the whole thing go. As I continued my march towards the cafe, he called out from behind me and stopped me.
おいてめえ、まさか今からこの店に
I
入る
can
って
go where I
んじゃねえ
like, thank you very much, sir.
は？
Ugh! Oh god! You can see his ribcage! Ugh! Ugh! I do not care for this guy. Jesus wept. He looks awful! Nah, mate. He genuinely looks like a walker. Huh?
だとしたら、ストリートという劇場に舞い降りた俺が一つ忠告し、こんなクソな店。
The man who calls himself the man who came to this theatre called a street.
なんたってここには
Yeah, I've
別
got to
猫しかいねえ
screenshot that. That's too funny of a name. Well, when you go to a cat cafe, the women will tend to be dressed up as cats. It's strange that, isn't it?
いいか。これは熱くほどばしる伊達
A
丸の血を宿した
hot-blooded
俺からの
dandy.
忠告だ。
Oh,
この店に行くのはやめておく。
I'm going to ignore you and read my
さ
mail.
もないとブリリアントな罠に籠絡されちまうぜ。
Yeah, sure you wouldn't, Susan, huh? Sure you wouldn't. A trap? Oh no. The organization's laid traps for me. Thank you, comrade, for letting me know. Seemingly satisfied having said that, he walked away bobbing his head to some unheard rhythm. What was he trying to tell me? His words sounded fancy, but they didn't actually make any sense. A brilliant trap? I didn't know what he was talking about, nor did I care. I decided to head up the stairs into the cafe.
おかえりなさいませご主人様おかえりなさいませご主人様
As I entered the cafe, two maids greeted me. He is a weird animal. One of them was obviously Ferris, but the maid with the blonde ponytail was harder to recognize as Mayuri.
あおかりんだおかえりなさいませおかりん今日は誰か
Just here, Waidaro. He's a frequent patron of this cafe and usually visits at least a couple of times a week. A week? Don't you mean a day? Primarily because he's such a big Ferris fan. He's always talking about being devoted to his 2D wives, but I guess she's the exception.
おかえりなさいませ今日はこちらの席へどうぞだにゃ
Ferris is exactly that.
そういえばマユリ、
Hey Mayuri, I ran
ちょう
into
どここに入る
this...
直
Ah,
前に
I ran?
変な
I ran into this weird guy just outside this place.
変な男
あ
Yeah, he was
階
looking
段
up
の
this
下か
cafe from
こ
the
の店
stairs.
ひょっとしたら
I
こ
thought he
の
might
店
have
から
just
出てき
left.
た客かと思う。
お客さん
真っ黒な服に
He was wearing
グラ
black
サンを
clothes
かけた
and
痛い感じ
sunglasses,
のやつだ。
and he looked like someone from The Walking Dead.
サングラスに黒い服今日はそんなお客さん来てなかったかな
Mayuri took some time to think before she answered.
そうか。
I see.
明らか
He
に
was clearly a
何か
man
違
with
和
a
感ありげ
history
な感じ
though.
だ。
フェリスちゃん何か心当た
Mayuri
りある
seemed
か
like she didn't know the guy, but Ferris
な
had a brow furrowed and a look of seriousness.
フェリスちゃん
もしかして
Do you know who he
心当たり
was?
あるの？
ひょっとしたらひょっとしたら
Someone trying to buy the cafe? This was the soberest tone Mayuri and I had ever heard from Ferris, and we both bristled with anxiety.
その人は10年前に武者修行の旅に出ると言ったままいなくなったフェイリスのお
She
兄
has
ちゃ
a
んに
brother? What?
は
Huh?
フェイリスのお兄ちゃんは10年前ゲルマン流忍術をマスターすると言い残して家を飛び出していったんだにゃ
German ninjutsu? What in the world?
それがまさかこの町に戻ったもしかしてお兄ちゃんは今までもフェイリスのことを陰で見守ってくれそういえば毎月メイクインに送られてくる群青色のバラあれは
マユリよ。
Mayuri to tell me. Do blue roses really show up here every month?
マヨシーは見た。
そうか。
Ah. This was a mistake. Ferris is clearly off her rocker. I went looking for an answer and wound up in a nest of lying vipers. I guess this was to be expected.
大変にゃ。今すぐ追いかけなきゃ。ねえ、今日な。その人はど
Ferris
こへ
is
向か
nearly
ったにゃ。
teary-eyed with desperation. I should have seen this coming.
ねえ、今日だってば。
I can't, Ferris.
どうし
Because of the promise I made to him.
約束。それじゃあまさか今日は今までそのことひどいにゃ。どうして今まで教えてくれなかったのにゃ。
すまない。
I'm sorry,
フェリ
Ferris.
ス。
She's just pissed off. She's like, yeah, I'm not entertaining you
してくる
two.
ですにゃ。
Ferris and I continued our meaningless conversation for another 10 minutes. When finally finished, I placed an order. Nobody would enjoy a cafe where they had to wait 10 minutes before they placed an order. They'd run the other way. However, I don't think that Ferris would put other customers through all this. And I've got mail. From Luca. Well, I can tell you what some things I like. Dr. Pepper and... What? So, I don't even know what that is. It's Hoin Kiyoma! Perfect. And this place is pretty popular for this neighborhood. I've never actually had Dr. Pepper, I can't lie. I'm more of a Coke / Pepsi person. Especially on the weekend, I was worried that I wouldn't be able to find a seat today. But looking around, there are actually a few spots open. Well, I guess it's only natural since it's the middle of the afternoon. Regardless, such trivial things don't bother me.
お待たせいたしました。ホットコーヒ
マユリよ。
Mayuri. She couldn't have brought me a coffee at a better time.
ー。何ですかにゃ。
例のあ
We
れの
need to
話
talk
だ。
about you know what.
例のあれって何ですかな。
だから
About the person who wants
例
to
の
buy
ガ
the
ジェットを買
gadgets.
ってく
Is
れる
he
とい
here
う人
today?
物の話だ。
ああ、そっか。その話か。
I see. I thought I might run into him by chance, but I guess it's not that easy. I forgot somebody wanted to buy our gadgets. Yes, somebody did want to buy our stuff. And they were here. That was in fact the reason I came here today. But I'm afraid I'm skunked. So I asked her one more thing.
ところで
By the way,
最近は
have you
忙しい
been
のか
busy lately?
ここでのお仕事、それからコミマ用のコスプレ衣装も作らなきゃいけない
Komima is
し
a big otaku event held every summer and winter. The next one starts on the 15th and will run for 3 days. Ah, shit. Is the date in American or English? I'm assuming it's in American, so we've got about 8 days to Komima. Mayuri's hobby is making cosplay costumes, and it sounds like she's making a future ship. She's not making them for herself to wear, but for other people. But that's not what I wanted to hear.
俺が言っているのは
I'm asking about
お
what?
前ではな
About
くフェイリ
Ferris.
ス。
フェリスちゃん
Ferris overheard Mayuri saying her name and came toward us.
にゃににゃにもしかして
聞こえていたのか。
You heard us?
にゃふふそれくらいフェイリスの能力
As
ヒ
she
アリング
laughed,
イ
the
ンフェルノ
caddies
に
took
か
on
かれ
her
ば
twitch.
簡単なことだにゃ
Can those ears really hear things?
それでフェイリスの何の話をしてねオカリンがフェリスちゃん疲れてるにゃにゃ
I can't put my finger on why, but I've got mail from Luca. Yeah, I thought it was strange that she referred to me in the third person. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. She thought she was mailing Mayuri. Well, I felt like Ferris looked uncomfortable while we were talking earlier. And then she said she had something to do after our party the other day.
ねえひょっとして今日はフェイリスのこと
心配
Worried?
だと。
Even if it were true, I couldn't admit it. Because I'm a mad scientist. What sort of nonsense are you spouting? Me, Hoin Kiyoma, worry about others? The idea is laughable! I merely thought that if I showed you kindness, you would want to work as my subordinate for the rest of your life! Betrayal after a brief moment of joy will make the sadness all the stronger. Go ahead and cry. Your tears have no effect on me. Ha! By all means, get even more depressed. Such feelings will only make you more... She suddenly took my right hand. What? Were you really listening? What a noise to make. Ferris seemed unfazed and happily swung my arm. The other customers are looking at me. I get the feeling that their desire to murder me is increasing by the second. This isn't good. I have to do something. Fast! In my panic, I turn to Mayuri and ask for help. Oh, don't make me read out that line. Oh no, my pride as a human being. Oh, just don't think about it. Hey, Mayushi Nyanyan! Say something to her! Oh no, Mr. Bump, you got into an accident. Are you okay? Mayu grabbed my left hand and they both kept swinging their respective arms. You too. You're playing with fire. I grew more and more uncomfortable under the other patrons' glaring eyes. I'm fine with being conspicuous, but I don't like being made conspicuous. I stayed at the cafe in hopes of meeting our mystery customer, but he never appeared. By the time I left, the sun had set. Kurisu's crashed out. I returned to the lab to find Kurisu asleep on the couch, but Doro was nowhere to be seen, which means the development room is finally at my disposal. Based on my previous experiences, the phone wave, named subject to change, only works from noon to 6 PM. I haven't figured out why we can only use it in that 6-hour window. That's just how it is. Oh no, we're not going to be able to use it if Suzuha hasn't turned on the CRTV. I looked at the clock. It's about 20 minutes to 6. If I work fast, I could do an experiment. As I passed by the sleeping Kurisu, something nagged at me. It wasn't anything particularly out of the ordinary. In fact, it was something very ordinary. I'm talking about a mere pair of headphones. That's right, or at least that's what they seemed to be when Daru was wearing them yesterday. They're sitting by Kurisu right now. You know what, Mr. Bump, same here. I've never dived before either. Just some people are built different. You know, Giga Chads like you and me, we're just better than other people. We just haven't died yet. Perhaps Daru simply left them there. But as far as I can remember, that's not what they were yesterday afternoon. Then did Kurisu borrow them from Daru? I didn't think people generally wanted to borrow other people's headphones, but maybe that's just me. Even so, Kurisu's proximity to the headphones bothers me a little bit. She's been working on a new gadget for the past few days. Perhaps the headphones might be a part of it. At least, I think they might be. And if that's the case... I made sure that nothing was coming out of the headphones, then put them in place on Kurisu's head. Why? Wouldn't that just wake her up? Yeah. I thought for a moment that I'd woken her as I did so, but she was simply muttering in her sleep. I breathed a sigh of relief, but stood still for a minute to confirm that she was still asleep. They look like a pilot's headphones. I feel, to me, it just looks like a pilot's fallen asleep at the bloody, in the bloody cockpit, and now we're all gonna die. I breathed a sigh of relief, but stood still for a minute to confirm that she was asleep. Oh God, what's he gonna do? Doesn't look like she's going to wake up. Of course, you got to fly in comfort, Mr. Bump. I was getting worried over nothing, meaning that I wasted my precious time when I needed it most. Alright, because the experiments will be loud. Damn you, assistant. She shouldn't have left something that seems so important here in the first place. But just as I thought, I should get to my work. I feel like those headphones are going to mean something. I don't like it. Mayuri excitedly burst into the lab, but at the sight of Kurisu asleep on the couch, she immediately quieted herself.
クリスちゃんお休み中
気にするな。
Pay her no mind.
それよりどうしたのだ、
But
マユ
what's
リ。
going on, Mayuri?
お
I
前
thought
今
you
日
were
は
going
こ
to
こ
head
に寄
straight
らず
home from
直
work.
接帰るのではなかったのか。
At least, I thought I heard us say that as I left May Queen.
まさか。
Please
さ
don't
っき
tell me
言っ
you've
たこと
forgotten your
を
plan
もう
since
忘
then.
れた。いかにおバカさん
Even
が
if
キャ
you're
ラとして
playing
確
into the
立している
ditzy
からといって
archetype, that's a bit
いくらなんで
extreme.
もそれはひどすぎ。
もうオカリひどいよ
その喋り方がお
Talking
バカ
like
さん
that
だという
doesn't
のだ。
help. Though admittedly, the ditziness is part of Mayuri's charm, so she doesn't need to change a thing. Not that I'd ever tell her that.
それで
So,
何
おいおい。
hey,
言った
people are
そばか
really
らそ
gonna
れでは
think you're a ditz if you
本
keep
当に
behaving
お
like
バカさ
that.
んだと思わ
What
れ
do you
る
want
ぞ
to。tell me?
何
ああそうだったよね
Oh, come on, no way he turned up
それ
right
はどういうこ
after,
とだ
right after I left. Oh, why is that?
あのねオカリンが帰
Yep,
った
of
後
course.
すぐに店長さんが来たので
Classic Sod's law. Who has a crush on who, Mr. Mump?
店長さんっ
The
て。
shopkeep? You mean the guy who wanted to
そ
buy
れは
all of
ま
our
さか
gadgets?
ガジェ
その店長さんのこと
Damn it! How much worse could my timing be?
どうして俺に連絡し
Why
て
didn't
く
you
れな
give
か
me
っ
a
たのだ。
call?
だってまだお仕事中だったしそれにすぐに帰っちゃったから
Maria's face fell as if she wanted to apologize. I can't rebuke a face like that. Well, in canon, yes, he does. But you know, this whole like game is about time travel and things. So you know, depending on what time he's in, it kind of changes who he has a crush on. Because well, the girl asleep on the couch is dead in some times. So it's a bit difficult to have a crush on a dead person. But yeah, as far as canon goes, he likes the girl asleep on the couch. In the future, anyway. I don't know if he does right now. It's all very complicated time things. I can't rebuke a face like that.
でもね昨日はまだどうするか考えてるみたいだっ
Let's
た
go.
け
He's
ど
definitely
ね
gonna buy our gadgets.
今日はちゃんと買い取ってくれるって言ってくれたんだよ
Well, some people who look like they've asleep have just overdosed.
何
What?
本当か
Really?
まとめて買い取ってくれるって
But according to Mayuri, he wants them at lower prices than we've listed on our website. I mean, mate, you're bankrupt. Take what you can get. I would decline the offer saying you must be kidding, don't look down on us, but that's not an option right now. A starving man can't be picky. It seems that the buyer is going to come get gadgets as soon as he has the chance. Oh, that's good. As long as he refills our war chest, I have no problem with that. Brilliant, Mayuri! This is a major turning point in the Future Gadget Laboratory's history!
華々しい一歩。
Yep,
他
I
人
could
で
see
は
that
そんな
coming.
に大きな声出したら
She's awake. Oh. I just thought I was going to get something thrown at me. Just as Mayuri had prophesied, Kurisu began to stir.
あれ岡部
And Mayuri. She slowly opened her eyes and looked at me with uncertainty. Then she smiled as if a great weight had been lifted from her shoulders.
よかった
What?
急に
I
消えちゃう
disappeared?
からどこか行っちゃうのかと思った
Where were you? Were you on the bloomin' Steins Gate World line?
クリスティーナ
Christina?
心配させないでよね
She was on the Steins Gate World line where I keep disappearing.
おい。
Hey,
お
what
前
are you
は何を言
talking
っているんだ
about?
何ってそんなの決まって
As she said this, she slowly started to look around. It was kind of interesting to see her eyes gradually gaining focus.
もしかして私
You said something
Ima,
extremely
nani ka
weird.
言っていたぞ。
You really did.
嘘
なんて。
俺が急
You
に
said
どこ
that
か
I
へ
was
行く
going
とか
somewhere.
なんとか。
Her face suddenly tensed with nervousness.
それだけ？他に？
他に？
Anything else? Well, you did say something like
そう
this.
とてもじゃないけど
My ability
私
simply
は
cannot compare
法
to
院
Holy
京馬様の
Kyoma's
才能
summer.
には
So
かな
I
い
will
ません
dedicate the rest of my
一
life
生
to being
京
the
馬
best
様の助手
assistant
と
I
して
can be.
精進します
とな。
嘘をつくな嘘を。そんなこと絶対に言っとらんわ。
嘘ではない。
Well, I'm not lying.
お前も
As
知って
you
いるだ
know,
ろ。
the human subconscious
人間
reveals
夢
a
の中
great
で
many truths
普
and
段無意
dreams.
識につまり
Meaning
そ
that
れがお前
those
の
are your
本当の
genuine
気持ちなの
feelings,
だクリスティーナ
Christina.
よ。
安心してクリスちゃん。
Mayuri, shut up!
マユリなぜバラす
Mayuri, why would you ruin this for me?
オカリン、ダメだよ嘘ついちゃ。
God damn it.
やっぱり嘘か。
Curses. My strategy to fabricate a false memory and use it to manipulate her has failed!
それよりごめんねクリスちゃん。うるさくしちゃ
Well, you say we woke you up. I did start screaming. I am definitely the culprit here.
ああ、うん。マユリはいいの。
そうだぞ。
Indeed.
何も謝る
You
ことは
don't
な
have
い
to
バ
be
イ
sorry,
ル。
Mayuri. It's her
そ
fault
も
for
そも
sleeping
こんなところ
defenselessly
で
in a
無
place
防備
like
にうと
this.
うと寝るのが悪い。
あんたね、私が一体何のためにここで寝てた？
助手がラボのため
It's
に
only
尽力す
natural
る
for
のは
an
当
assistant
然
to
の
give
ことだ。
her all for the sake of the lab.
だから助手じゃないって言っとろうが。
怒りっぽいやつ
You
だ
get
な。
mad pretty easily.
ちゃんと
Have you
カルシウ
considered
ムは取
taking
っているの
calcium?
か？
誰のせいだと思っとるんだ。
She yelled at me. In addition to her calcium deficiency, she must have low blood pressure when she wakes up.
たく、人が睡眠時間を削ってガジェット製作を。
And then she stopped. I moved her hand slowly to her head for confirmation. She only just realized that I put the headphones on her.
どうしたのクリスちゃん。
これ、なんで？
Oh god, what have I done?
そこに落ちていたか
Because
ら。
they're on the floor. As I said this, she took hold of the earphones with trembling hands.
落ちてた。ってことは。
No.
まさかあんた、
そうだが。
So what if I did?
おま、なんてことしてくれてんだ。
I don't know. What did I do?
なんてことって。
I told you. I
だ
just
か
put
ら
the
俺は
headphones on
そ
your
のヘッ
head.
ドホンをつけただけ。
うん？
She stopped in place, looking perplexed. These aren't the headphones from the phone wave, are they? Because then I might have done something bad.
クリスちゃん
Well, I mean, we haven't activated it, so it'll be fine.
ああ、そうね、うん。人が寝てる時に
There are
勝手に
definitely
ヘッド
more
ホンつけるなんて
implications than
何
just
考
putting
えてん
head.
のよ。
What do those headphones do? I'm worried. She's suddenly trying to play innocent. This could mean that my theory about these headphones was right on the money.
おい、
Hey,
クリスティ
Christina.
ーナよ。
何？
お前、
What exactly are you
何をご
dodging?
まかしている？
は？ごまかしてる？
That is the worst
Nano
lying
koto
face I've ever seen, woman.
嘘をつけ。
Don't lie to me.
その態度。
I can tell you're
どう
hiding
考えても
something.
何か隠し。
別に隠してなんてないわよ。
ならば、
Then
なぜ
why
さっ
did
き
you
あんなに
freak
慌て
out?
て。
だから慌ててないって。
さてはお前、
Could it have something
や
to
は
do
り
with
新しい
this
ガジェ
gadget?
ットを。
ガジェット？
そうだ、新しいガジェットを。
それだ。
Huh?
ああ、いや、じゃなくて、そうなの。
そう
Are you
なの
sure?
ええ、そうよ。
What is this? Getting out information was almost too easy. After all the trouble she went to hide it, I was hoping for something more confidential.
すごいねクリスちゃん。
まあ、そんなに大したものじゃないんだけどね。
Fine, as long as she's honest, I have no complaints about her behavior.
それで、
So what sort
新
of
しいガ
device
ジェ
is
ット
this
とは
new
どん
gadget?
なものなのだ？
ちょっと待ってて。今持ってくから。
She stands up, heads towards the development room.
待て、クリスティーナよ。
Wait, Christina.
何よ。
She moved
今
over
持って
there.
くると言ったな。
I'll bring it out, you
なら
said.
ば今持ってい
Well,
る
what
そ
do
れ
you
は
have
何
in
な
your
のだ？
hands right now?
だからヘッドホンだって言っとろうが。
ガジェットではないのか？
Are they not a gadget?
ガジェットの12号機は全然別のものよ。ちょっと待ってろ。
I'm so curious about these headphones, man. It didn't seem like Kurisi was lying. The fact that she was holding something as she came out of the development room was proof enough of that. Then why was she acting so strangely? It's just confusing. Well, fine. I'll let it slide this time since she's completed a new gadget.
ほら、これがガジェット12号機。まだ手を。
これが
12号機
Number 12. Kurisu showed us a pair of ring-shaped objects about 7 or 8 centimeters in diameter. They look like the transformation bracelets kids wear when they're pretending to be in their favorite TV heroes.
ねえクリスちゃん、これがダーリンのバカなの？
待てまゆり
Hold on a sec, Myri. What kind of name is
ダー
Darling,
リン
you
のバカ
idiot?
とかいう妙な名前
だってね、みんなでどうするって言って決めたんだよ。
What? Why would I allow a gadget to be named that?
そうなのか
Is that so? I looked over at Kurisu, who silently nodded.
マユシーはね、ラブラブブレスレットちゃんズがいいって言ったんだけどね。ちなみにクリスちゃんは
愛情測定器。
その愛情なんとかで
エターナルエンゲージ
Eternal Engage or
といった
something.
ところか
何？岡部あんたひょっとして覚えてる？
I know my own
いい
mind.
よ
No, I just felt like the name
そう名付けるだろうなと思っただけ
No, it just felt like the name I would have come up with.
なるほどね。過去が変わっても12秒は変わらずか。
I will say that hearing the suggested names alone has given me some understanding of the function of Future Gadget number 12. I assume that when two people put on their respective bracelets, this measures their affection for each other. When I asked Kurisu and Mayuri for confirmation, they said my guess was close.
要するにここについているセンサーで体温、血圧、脈拍、発汗状態などを逐一。
それでもし片方が変な気を起こすと浮気してるって
Oh no, it's a cheating bracelet.
なるほどな
I see.
それで
That's why it's
誰
darling, you
が
idiot.
バカなのか
It's a very dark
誰だ
choice.
要するに
But at the
嘘
end of
発
the
見
day,
器
it's
みたいなも
basically a
のだな
polygraph.
まあフェイリスさんの案だとそれだけだったんだけど、ちょっと改良させてもらったわ。
She said this while putting one of the bands on her wrist, as if to check the size.
改良
Adjustments?
どうしてだ？
What for?
だってそれだと単に浮気調査みたいな感じで夢がないじゃない？
夢
Hope?
だと
Again with this foolishness of yours.
誰が愚かだ誰が？
愚かが嫌
If
なら
you rankle
頭の
at
中
being
が
called
スイ
a
ーツと言う
fool,
しかないな
perhaps I should say your head's filled with nothing but lollipops and rainbows. They're scientists, Mr. Bump. Scientists are always grumpy.
あんた本当にいちいちムカつくわね。
まあまあクリスちゃん、オカリンはそれだけクリスちゃんね
What?
え、ちっちゃな男の子がついつい好きな子をいじめ
Myri, shh, shut up.
何わけのわか
You
らん
don't
ことを言うん
understand
だ
what
マ
I'm
ユリ
saying, Myri.
俺はそんな
I'd
思
never
春
act
期の
like
ガキみたいなことは
some
しな
mere
い
brat. What exactly doesn't... Well, I mean, I could imagine what an oceanographer does, but why do you want to be an oceanographer? What's appealing about it to you?
お前も何赤くなっている
Why are you blushing?
なってないわよ。
Ugh, is it all because Mayuri had to say something weird all of a sudden? So what in particular do you want to do as an oceanographer? I imagine they all don't just do one thing, but they all have, you know, little areas that they'd specialise in. I need to change the subject fast.
それだ
So how do you
どう
use
やって
this?
使うのだ
ああ、それは簡単。単に腕にはめてスイッチを入れるだけ。
I want to study animals. You know, funny thing is, after I'd finished this game and GGO, I was probably going to play. I'm sure you've heard of Subnautica, the underwater exploration game. That's on my list of games to play. Put it on my wrist and I put on the wristband on my right wrist. That's where I usually wear things like this. Me neither, I never played it either, so I wanted to give it a shot, see what it was like. I've heard that it works a bit like Minecraft in like the way of inventory and all that. But typically I use them to steal the power of my right arm, which is That doesn't make sense in English.
ああ言っとくけどスイッチは押すなよ。絶対に押すな。絶対だからな。
Oh god, what does that switch do? Kurosu looked desperate, so the contrarian in me was tempted to turn the device on just to see what would happen, but I resisted.
しかし
Why
何も
not?
そこまで
What are you
必
so
死になら
worried
な
about?
どうせ実験もし
I
な
mean,
け
you
れば
have to
なら
test
ないの
them
ではないの
eventually,
か
right?
それはそうなんだけど、その前に
問題
Problem?
な
What
ん
do
だ
you
それ
mean?
は
とにかく外してから話しましょう。つけたままじゃ。
わかった
Alright. I could tell that Kurosu wasn't messing around, so I made to remove the band from my right wrist.
ドゥアーギリギリセーフ
Ah, Daru's here. The door burst open and Daru rushed into the lab. Surprised by the sudden sound, Kurosu jumped in alarm. And then... Oh no! Oh god, what the fuck is gonna happen? This is gonna go horribly wrong. I could have sworn I heard a strange electronic sound. What have we done?
ダルくんだ。トゥットゥルー。どうしたのそんな。
ふいいやー今からニヤ生でブラチューの特番があるのをすっかり忘れててあ
そういえばそうだったね。マユシも。
普段は余計な
Someone
運
who
動をした
avoids
がらんく
exercise
せ
as
に
much as you
こ
do,
うい
you
う
really
時
get
は走って
athletic
帰
and
って
involve
くるのだ
something you're interested
現
in.
金なものだな
That's very rude, Mr. Bum. He's just he's beefy.
僕だってやるときはやる男なんだお
すごいね。
He's big boned.
言っておくが
I
誰
didn't
も
mean
褒め
it
て
as
な
a
どいないぞ
compliment.
とこんな話してる場合じゃなあマキセシちょっとの間パソコン使ってマ
The
キセ
confusion
シ
in Daru's voice continued to rise.
なあなあオカリンなんかさっきからマキセシがものすごい表情でプルプル震えてるような気がするんだ
It
けど
wasn't just Daru. When I looked at
Can you see?
Kurosu, she was looking at her feet and trembling. I couldn't see her facial expression, but she was definitely acting weird.
クリスちゃんどうかしたの？
どうした助手
What
よ
is it, assistant?
Nani
Did
ka
you eat
warui
something
mono demo
bad?
あ
Yeah. That doesn't mean much.
あんたはなんてことをしてくれたんだこのバカ。
Whoa. Excuse me, throwing out the blame game here a bit. What have I exactly done? What?
Huh?
The raging Kurosu's voice put me instinctively on the defensive, but something was different this time. It wasn't talking to me.
あんた自分が何をしたか分かってんのか？
僕
Oh. Why is she blaming Daru? For some reason, it seemed like Daru was in her sights. And Daru looked just as confused as I am about that.
そうよ橋田。あんたに言ってるの。
What's Daru? Poor innocent Daru. He just came in to watch this TV show and now he's being yelled at.
僕マキセシに何かした
大方気づかれ
He
ない
must
ように
have
こっそ
caught you
り
giving her
髪の
hair
毛
the
の
old
匂いでも
sniff
クンク
sniff
クン
or
クしていたの
something.
だろう
あるねえよつうかやるとしたら気づかれなくやるっつうの
Oh my god. I'm screenshotting that. That's too good of a line. Oh wait, I fucked that up.
ダルく
There we go. Love that line.
やかましいわ。誰もそんな変態じみたことは言っとらん。
Then what could it be?
橋田、あんたさっきいきなり大きな音立てて入ってきたでしょうが。
Oh. And? Can be as loud as we want. Mr. Braun's fucked off for a holiday.
ああそのことまあ確かに慌ててたからちょっと騒がしかったかもだ
だからさせんじゃ済まないのよ。
そう目く
Don't
じら
get
を
mad
立
at
てるな
him,
クリスティー
Christina.
ナ
He really is
謝
apologetic.
って
Why
る
not
んだ
let
か
this
ら許
go?
してや
岡部、言っとくけど、あんたはそんな悠長にしてる場合じゃないんだから。
Because loud noises don't scare me?
何
What,
それは
what
ど
do
う
you
いう
mean?
ことだ
The anger on her face gave way to serious concern, and she said a single word.
スイッチ。
Switch! Are we in SAO all of a sudden? Arsena! Switch!
スイッチ
Switch? or as
柱に驚かさ
or
れ
the
たせい
loud
で
noises
12
breaking
号機
the
のスイッ
Nintendo
チを押
Switch.
しちゃったのよ。
And I thought you said not to press the switch.
な
If we were in a manga, this is where the giant wham would appear in the background. But now that she mentions it, the band on my wrist fits a little better than when I first put it on. But, oh, can we not take them off? That's unfortunate. Oh.
え、12号機ってもしかしてダーリンのバッ
ちょっと、何よその反応。
He said it fits better, which makes me feel like I can no longer take this wristband off.
いやだ
A
って
normal
No.
one?
あ、もしかしてその腕にはめてるのがそうなん？
To be honest, none of us really got what Kurisu was worked up about.
あのな、スイッチを押したってことは12号。
そんなことは分かって
We
いる
know that, but if that's a
し
problem,
か
we
し
can
問
just
題
turn
があ
it
る
off,
のは
right?
もう一度スイッチを切ればいいだけ
I
ではない
reached
か
the bracelet on my right wrist and looked for the switch to turn it off. Why would you not include an off switch? That seems like a serious design flaw if there's no off switch. But...
What?
Huh?
どうなっ
What's
てる
going
の
on
か
with
こ
this
れは
thing?
オカリどうした？
スイッチらしきものを
I
押した
pushed
が
the
何
switch,
の
but
反応も
nothing's
ない
happening.
え？
Let Fat Man watch TV. I agree. I pressed it again. Still nothing. Kurisu looked at us with eyes as cold as ice and spoke with a voice even colder.
無駄よ。
Kurisu, why would you not build an off switch into this thing and say it's ready?
無駄
Useless? What do you
無駄とは
mean
どう
by
いう
that?
こと
このガジェットのスイッチ、オンはあってもオフ。
Why? That seems like a horrible design flaw. It took a while for me to understand what she was saying. It can turn on, it can't turn off. But that would mean...
もしかしてスイッチ入れたら切れないってこと？
もしかしなくても。
なるほど
I
な
see.
なるほどなって。あんた。
別に慌てなくて
And
も
you're
いいだ
awfully
ろう
panicky if we can't turn it off, we simply take it off.
外してし
I
ま
tried
え
to
ばいい
slip
じゃない
number 12 off my wrist. But the fit was snug and it didn't want to come off so easily.
おもれ
Damn
人の
you.
手によって作
You're
られた道具
stubborn
のく
for
せ
a
に
device
生意気
made
な
by human hands. I tried again, this time with both of my hands. Until... Ah! Electricity shot through my right arm.
なんだ今の
What
は？
was that?
無理に外そうとすると電流が流れる仕掛け。
Why? Why would you make that a thing?
なぜ
Why
それ
didn't
を
you
もっと
tell me
早
that earlier?
身をもって分かった方がいいと思って。
That's mean. Oh wow. Now she looks calm. This accursed woman will never be cute. Well, whether she's cute or not doesn't matter right now.
とにかくひと
Fine.
まずこいつを
Then
外
give
そ
me
う
the key to
鍵を
unlock
出
it.
せ
ないわよ。
Why isn't there one? This is a huge design flaw. And you call yourself a scientist.
何
What?
今何と言っ
What
た
did you just say?
鍵なんてないって言ったんだ。
There's no key.
冗談も
gotta
休
be
みやす
kidding
い
me.
ね
How are we
な
supposed
ら
to
ば
take these off?
こいつをどうやって
だからさっきから困ってんだろうが。私だって冗談で。
What she says makes sense.
おい女子よ
Hey,
なぜこん
assistant!
なものを作
Why
った
did
の
you
だ
make this thing in the first place?
作れと言ったのはあんただろうが。
I don't remember telling you to!
俺は知らん
Not that I recall.
それはあんたが D メールを送ったからで、私たちの中では間違いなくあんたが言ったことになってるんだ。
Excuses, excuses. We're starting to get mad at each other.
そんなこと俺のしたことで
That's
はない
irrelevant!
とにかく
Just get this off me!
できるならすぐにやってるっつうの。
大体緊急
How
事
can you
態
call
の
yourself
対
a
策を行って
scientist
何
if
が
you're
科
not
学者だ
prepared in the event of an emergency?
うっさいわね。最初から未完成だと言っただろうが。あんたこそ記憶力ないんじゃないの？
If it's not finished, why would you put it on?
何
What was that?
なんだ？
Oh, jeez. She's gonna hit me. We're staring at each other so intensely that our foreheads nearly touched. Spark seems liable to fly at any moment. However... Ah! Sparks didn't fly, but electric current flowed. Continuously. Ah! My right arm!
オカリンオカリン、こんな時に中二病発病させてる。
Because of my chinivia. I'm not messing around, you idiot! My right arm really, really hurts!
岡部、右手を。
What?
いいから手を出せ。
I give her my right hand as electricity surges through me. She then took my right hand in her left.
何を。
What are you?
いいから。
Our hands were as one, her left hand over my right. And the current flowing through my arms ceased. It stopped!
これは。
Okay, what just happened?
さっき言ったでしょ。改良浮気だけじゃなくて喧嘩したり怒ったりすることで二人の感情が高ぶると
That doesn't seem
喧嘩が流れ
healthy.
るの。
Apparently Kurisu's adjustments also involved getting rid of a removal mechanism. She wanted to make it a device that could help a couple make up instead of simply punishing the cheater. Yeah, but I also feel like that wouldn't, you know, make for a healthy couple. They'd love each other out of fear. Surely an idea befitting a modern woman. So this is your fault! That's exactly what an American-born girl who's never dated anyone would think.
うるさいわこの DT。
Cherry boy, rude.
なんだと。
What did you say?
何を？
二
You wanna fucking go?
人ともやめた
I'll
方が
fucking gnaw your arm off, mate.
じゃないとまたピリピリってなっちゃうよ。
そうね。
We were close to getting into an argument again, but Mayuri stopped us. This is bad. We argue all the time, and now we get punished for arguing. I'm not about that. Right? Now's not the time to quarrel. We have to figure out how to get out of this situation. And in that regard, at least, Kurisu seems to agree with me. Then Daru slowly raised his hand.
あのさ、二人とも。
どうしたダル。
What is it, Daru?
もしかして何か明暗でもある？
He really is my right arm. He's already come up with a brilliant idea.
とりあえずニヤ生見てきてもいいっす
You
か。
bastard.
ダメに決まってる。
What's wrong with you? What? We weren't even yelling at each other. We were yelling at him. Another electric shock.
つまり二人の気持ちが通じ合う。
そういうことになるわね。
Wait, when was that established? Alright. She then proceeded to explain the functions of Darling You Idiot. They are as follows. Monitoring the body temperature, blood pressure, pulse, and perspiration, should they indicate one user is unfaithful to the other, the device will administer a minor but painful electric shock. Should a user try to remove it by force, the device will administer an electric shock. Should the user get emotional due to an argument or the like, the device will administer an electric shock. Should the users move more than 1 meter away from each other, the device will administer an electric shock. This is awful! Who would make this? Should the users hold hands, the shock will cease. And the devices will come off once it judges that its users' feelings are intertwined. That's the end. That is an awful, awful invention. This means that the bracelets monitor and analyze the emotions of their wearers based on physical indicators. There's no practical data proving their accuracy. And while we could just wait for the battery to die, this gadget both uses a primary cell and a solar photo cell, so it would at least last a week. We're going to have to stay within a meter of each other for a week. Christ almighty. Meaning that our only options for removing these are to shock ourselves silly, or for Kurisu and I to get in sync. Mayuri laughs that off as it's an easy task, but Kurisu and I know just how difficult that's going to be.
それにしても、さっきから
If
二
only
人と
this
も
was
手を
one
つないだ
week
まま
into
と
the
か。
future. Kurisu and I are very much so in
リア充
sync 1 week into the future. Normie behavior.
好きでやってるんじゃない。
I'd stop it if I could!
それはこっちのセリフだ。
I said it first. And just like that, we're in another argument. So if we don't hold hands, we're liable to be completely fried.
ま、でもよかったんじゃね。
それはどういう意味
What
だ
do you mean?
だってさ、 新しいガジェットってことはどうせ実験と検証が
This
必
is
要
an
だ。
awful test. I've tested it for 5 minutes and decided that it should be trashed. Pyro agreed with Daru.
それにね、ダーリンのおバカちゃんを使うことで
A terrible opinion from an uninvolved party. There's no way I'd be able to put up with this girl and her hair-triggering temper for an entire week. I really need to start thinking about how to get out of this situation.
そもそもあんたがこんなもの作れって言わなければ。
お前が
It
少女特有の
wouldn't
乙女
have
回路
happened
的
if you
思考を
weren't
持
a
ち込んだのが
professor
悪いんだろうが。
Oh, okay. Well, we'll read the line again. It wouldn't have happened if you weren't a professor of virginomics. As soon as one of us opens our mouths, this happens. This isn't going to lead to a productive discussion. Fortunately, it seems that Kurisu came to the same conclusion.
やめやめ。とにかくこれからどうすればいいかをたらればの話をしたところでどうしようも。
It's no use thinking in hypotheticals. Unless you're us! I can't believe it. How could I have forgotten something so important?
時間は？
I was checking the clock before she had finished her sentence. It was past 6 p.m. I hope they kiss. But maybe it's not too late.
何二人ともどうしちゃった
D メールだ。
D-mail.
電話レンジちゃん
ああ、そっか。D メールでなかったことにすれば OK ってことか。
そういうことだ。
Exactly! I dragged Kurisu into the development room as fast as I could. In a flash, we set up the phone wave name subject to change. My previous experiments have shown that we can use the phone wave from noon to 6 p.m. But those time constraints are just approximations, not concrete restrictions. On certain occasions, I've been able to use it after 6 p.m. That said, we do not know yet what caused this variance. Regardless, if the timing doesn't line up today, we'll be forced to stay like this until at least tomorrow afternoon.
準備できたわ。
Everything is set up. We just have to send an email. Well, I get to make choices at some point. I think we might be coming up to a choice. I took out my phone to write a message and stopped as if I was struck by something.
何やってるの岡部、早くしないと。
一体いつ
What do I write?
どういう
when I
内
send
容のメールを送ればいいのだ？
What do I write and when do I send it?
それは
You can send up to 3 emails of 6 full-width Japanese characters, or 12 one-byte English characters each. With proper timing and concise writing, you can deliver a message within the character limit. I have to be careful. I told myself just as much the other day.
やっぱり新作ガジェットの開発を中止させるべきじゃない。
そうだ。
That sounds wise. Like she said, we won't end up in this situation if we put the kibosh on its development. The message will read, stop new gadget development at once. That should be enough. If we don't try to make that new gadget, then we can change the situation. We can keep Darling You Idiot from ever existing. It will probably be white numbers 9 through 11 from existence too. But I'll come up with some way to fund our lab. There's nothing to worry about. The email is written. All that's left is a tap of my thumb.
岡部、
Kurisu urges me on. With that, I press the button.
岡部、どうしたの？
考えてみれば、
When you think about
新
it,
作ガジェットの開発自体を中止する必要はないのではないか。
まあ、確かに言われてみれば。
we put so much time and effort into making new gadgets that throwing them away feels like a waste. And if we erase them all, there's a chance that we won't be able to escape bankruptcy.
でも、じゃあどうするの？
要は12号機さえなんとかなればいいのならば、12号機
Then
の
why
制
don't we
作を
just
中
cancel
止に
number
すれば
12's
いいのだ。
development? If we put a stop to that alone, we could keep the other gadgets. And it would still let us make money. We just have to change the wording from new gadget to number 12.
じゃあそれでいいから早く送りましょう。
I readied my phone and adjusted the message. Stop number 12's development at once. That should be the end of number 12. We can finally free ourselves from this hell. Number 12 will be wiped from existence before its development can even begin. Cursa will never come up with her sickly sweet idea or her odd adjustments. Everything should be squared away. All I have to do is press the button, and all our problems will be solved.
どうした岡部？
いや、なんで
Nothing. That's right, there's nothing to be worried about. Number 12 will never be created, and we won't have any problems.
ちょっと岡部何してる？
いや、
You know,
考
number
えて
12
みれば
isn't all that
12号
bad.
機も悪くないような気がしてな
In fact, with a few improvements, I kind of think that number 12 could become a decent gadget. It might even be a big hit. I can't let that chance slip through my fingers.
やはりここは
We could
12
just
号
tell
機をはめ
ourselves
な
not
い
to
よう
put
に
the
言うだ
bands
けで
on,
いいので
couldn't
は
we?
ないか？
分かったもうそれでいいなんで
あ、そうだな。
Right. Do not wear number 12 for any reason. That'll do. Alright, now I have to send a message. This way we don't have to stop gadget development, and number 12 will exist. We'll just have Kuroshi make the improvements and get rid of these bizarre functions. Make it more accessible, simpler. Then it'll be a fine product. And in the end, everything will work out perfectly. But, is there any other way? Is this truly the best choice? Shouldn't we think it over once more? It's really teasing me. Carefully. Oh my lord! There have to be alternatives.
もう
Yep, I just got smacked. Gah! I'd been punched in the back.
いきなり何を
What
す
do you
る？
think you're doing?
あんたがさっきからうだうだやってるからこれ以上何を悩む必要があるっていうの？
悩んでいるので
I'm
は
not
ない。
worrying about anything. I'm just trying to
俺は愛の
make the
選
best
択を
choice
避けるために
possible so we don't
冷
run
静
into
か
any
つ慎重な
pitfalls.
判
オタクはいいから早くしろじゃないとこのまま一晩明かすことになっちゃう
断。分かっている。
I know. Just don't rush me.
あもうイライラする
Kurisu reached out and tried to grab my phone.
何をするのだ？
What are you doing?
あんたがグズグズしてるから私が代わりに打ってあげようっての
何？
Excuse me?
元はといえば勝手に D メールの実験をやったのが悪いのよだから勝手に実験自体を
待って。何もそんな根本的なところまで戻る必要はなかろう。 To be fair, I think you'd be pretty grumpy too if you just had electricity course through your right arm. Man, Mr. Bump, you're completely smitten. Hold on, you're seriously going all the way back to my last Gmail?
うっさいそもそもの原因はそこなんでしょだったらそれが一番いい方法です
しかしだな。
But...
いいから送れ
She almost grabbed my phone again, so I promised to change the message in accordance with her request. Reconsider the D-mail experiment. This time for sure I'm going to press the button. You don't have time to be indecisive. All I have to do is press the button. In my D-mail experiment, it never have happened. We're returning to our original world line, which I imagine is probably Alpha. There's nothing to be indecisive about.
何してる早く
分かっている。
I know! This time I'll send it.
やっぱり貸せ私が送る
Kurisu tries to grab my phone again.
心配するな。今俺
Don't worry, I'm sending it now! This game is teasing me so hard with the fucking demon. We're out of time. I finally press the button. And then... the world around me blurs and distorted. My reading Steiner activates. The world line shifts. Off we go, or not. This means that we were probably too late. And let me, yep, I've got my own message. Shit. We were too slow. Kurisu and I looked down at our wrists in unison. We blink several times to make sure, but no matter how many times we blink, number 12 remains affixed to our wrists. I checked the clock, 6:15 p.m. While our time constraints were vague and... That's a word that I can pronounce. I suppose late is late. Man, they don't know. Just turn on the TV and everything will be good. Ah! An enraged Kurisu snatches my phone away. She types a message, sends it. Nothing happens. She types another, sends it. Still nothing happens. Number 11 was... What was number 11? I can't remember what number 11 was. They said yesterday. Hang on, maybe I can look. Tips list. They might not have mentioned it. Number 11 was something. I'm not sure what it was though. I've forgotten. She looked almost pathetic trying to send a email over and over again. It was too tragic a sight to keep watching, so I put my hand on her shoulder. That's enough. I know how you feel, but things won't change, no matter how we try. She turned and looked me straight in the eyes. Her face was contorted by sadness as she snarled out. Her voice was fraught with tears. Wait, calm down! I just want you to calm down. If you don't... Ah! Whoa, Mr. Bump, that's quite a thing to say. An electric shock ran through the both of us. See? I told you! You made this thing and forgot what it did? What are you, a goldfish? Mr. Bump, I must say that James's IQ is on the opposite end of the scales to hers. James is sitting down in the negatives. She's sitting up in the hundreds. Well, high the like 300s. Wait, I'm telling you, don't get upset. Well, what can I say? I'm just better than you. I almost delivered a snarky rejoinder, but I knew it would result in another shock. I swallowed my words and left the development room with the equally defeated Kurisu. Was that chapter 1? I think it was. I'm gonna quickly save since we've moved on to another chapter. We return to the main room to Mayuri's Inquisition.
Mayushi, ほら、ああやって二人の手首に。
ああ、そっか。遅かったんだね。残念。
As if I needed more proof of the D-mail's failure, Dara Mayuri's awareness of the situation made it abundantly clear, though I hardly cared at this point. I was focused on finding another solution. I recalled number 12's basic functions. Monitoring the body temperature, blood pressure, pulse and perspiration. Should they indicate one user is unfaithful to the other, the device will administer a minor but painful electric shock. Should the user try to remove it by force, the device will administer an electric shock. Should the user get emotional due to an argument or the like, the device will administer an electric shock. Should the users move more than 1 meter away from each other, the device will administer an electric shock. Should the user hold hands, the shock will cease. and the device will only come off when it determines that the user's feelings are as one. Yeah, she is very proud. All the messages from Kurisu. I won't be able to send another email until at least noon tomorrow. Meaning that for the next 18 hours, Kurisu and I are effectively joined at the hip. Well, Daru doesn't punch Kurisu in the face, but in another game, he does punch me in the face, quite hard. And it's one of my favourite scenes in the entire series. Meaning that for the next 18 hours, Kurisu and I are effectively joined at the hip. And I really can't imagine that we'll be able to satisfy the device's removal conditions in the process. If only because it's me and Kurisu. It's hard to think that 18 hours stuck together will improve our relationship. How should I know? You tell me.
言っとくけど、私は一晩中あんたとこの状態で過ごすなんてごめんだ。
それはこっちのセリフだ。
Took the words right out of my mouth. I put a gentle end to the argument. Just in time, too. If the words had started flying, the electricity would have too.
何度も同じ過ちを繰り返すなんて学習能力がないんじゃないの？
Says you. Pot meets kettle, yep.
やっぱりね、せっかくなのでオカリンもクリスちゃん。
それができれば苦労
If
は
we
せ
could do
んの
that,
だ。
we wouldn't be suffering.
残念だけど、私も珍しく。
本当に珍しい。
Wow, this is rare. Should this come off
珍しいついで
now that we're
意
so
見が
in
あったと
sync?
いうことでこれ。
そんな簡単に行くわけないでしょ、バカ。
It's like every word this woman speaks is specifically chosen to piss me off. If I didn't have this on, I would tell her once and for all who rules this lab.
どうしてかな。マユシーは不思議だ。
マユシどうしたん？何が？
だってマユシーはオカリンともクリスちゃんとも仲良し。
いかにもマユ
An
リらしい
innocent idea from an innocent girl. If such a thing were possible, mankind would have joined hands in peaceful brotherhood a long,
勇士よ
long
り
time
常に
ago.
歌われて
兄弟か。マユシーとオカリンは兄弟。
結果的にはそういうことになる。
言葉の意味はよくわからんが、結論は合ってるんがすげ
Anyway,
え。
back to number
なん
12.
とか外す
Is
方
there any
法は
other
ない
way
のか。
to get this off?
あったらあんなに慌てるわけないでしょ。
大体
First of all, shouldn't there be a safety lock or something if you're going to sell all this?
だから最初から完成品じゃないと言っとろ。
そもそも
Then
なぜ
did you
こんな
really
に
have
頑
to
丈に
make
作る
it so
必要があった
indestructible
の
in the
だ。
first place?
できるだけ本格的にしろと言ったのはあんただ。
俺は知らん。
I don't recall!
都合の悪い時だけ知らんふりすんな。
Should come out. Interesting. Well, this is a what if game, so who knows? That could very much so happen.
知らんものは知らんと言ってるの
I
だ。
said I don't recall. I don't recall!
だから二人ともそんなに怒ったらまたビリビリってな。
そもそも橋田が脅かしたからじゃない。
そもそもお前が
This is all
驚かし
because
た
you
からだ。
surprised us!
だが
Ah!
ほら言わんこっちゃない。
I look at the clock. It's past 7:30 p.m. Only, oh jeez, we've got a way to go. How has it only been an hour?
オカリンもクリスちゃんも大丈夫？
Mari looks at our faces one after the other. In just over an hour, we've been shocked more times than I could count on my fingers. You'd think that would inspire me to be more careful, but I can't help but get angry when Kurisu's around. A longer version of the electric chair. Now, some people say marriage is like the electric chair.
ほんと言い合いしたらビリビリするってそろそろ。
そのくらい言われなくても
I
分
know
かっ
that,
て
you
は
don't
い
have to
る。
tell me.
分かってるんならやめりゃいいのに。
それでやめ
If
ら
I
れたら
could,
苦
this
労は
wouldn't be
しな
hell.
い。
私は岡部さえ減らず口を叩かなきゃ別に怒ったりし。
減らず口を
You're the
叩
one
い
who
ているの
keeps
はお
trying to
前
get
で
the
はな
last
いか。
word.
私のどこが平津口を叩いてるってのよ。
I feel like the device is the thing getting the last word in every time.
今のが減らず口
You're
でなく
doing
て
it
なんだと
now.
いうのだ。
Just like that, we're in an argument. As soon as we open our mouths. My body can't keep taking these shocks. It's only been an hour. Will we even survive until noon tomorrow?
ねえねえ、マユシは思うんだけど、二人とも
Have we
手を
not
つ
been
なげ
holding
ばいい
hands
ん
the
じゃ
whole
ないか
time? I thought that would
な。
have been helped. You've been married 14 times, Mr. Bump. Damn, that's pretty impressive, I can't lie.
え？
ああ、そういえば手をつなげばビリビリは発動しないんだっけ。
That's true. I had just gone over number 12's functions too. What's wrong with me? I completely missed the most obvious solution.
岡部。
Is he gonna tape their hands together? Gurusu gives me a left hand. Yeah. I nod silently and offer my right. Oh, slightly not silently. Yeah. We hold each other's hands.
おお。
さっきまでいがみ合っていた同士が固い握手とか、全俺が泣いた。
And
お前は助手のくせに
how did you forget
なん
about
でそ
such
ん
an
な大事な
important
ことを忘れて
function?
いるのだ。
And you call yourself my assistant?
あんたこそさっき聞いたのに忘れてるとかバカなの？死ぬの？
なんだと？
Say that again!
何よ？
Yes, we can yell at each other freely now. I love how happy the music is now that we can freely argue. It's like, yes, free arguing. You got the good ending.
ですよね。
だいたいあの時あんたが早くメールを送ってさえいればこんなことにはなってなかったのよ。
それを言うなら
Says the woman who switched the gadget on in the first place.
そもそも新作ガジェットを作ろうって言い出したのは誰だ？
あの時お前が
Well,
タイムトラベ
maybe
ルの
if you
講義
never
などして
did
い
that
るから
lecture on time travel.
なあまゆし、
なにダルくん、
この二人いつまでこうやって言い合ってれば気が。
いくらビリビリさんが来ないからってちょっとやりすぎだよね。
You've made a commitment. Congratulations, Mr. Monk. Congratulations.
でもさ、こうやって見てるとあれみたいじゃね。
あれって
血は喧嘩。
Shut up, Daru.
ああ、確かにそうかも。
That is a good one. If you get married before you get married, then I mean you're just a bit of a loser. So that's good for you, Mr. Bum. I fully I agree with that. I think that's the smart choice.
誰が血は喧嘩よ？
そうだ。
Yeah.
これのどこを
How
どう
on
見たら
earth
血
would
は
you
喧嘩
think
に見える
that?
というのだ。
どこをどうって。
Mayuri stared at Kurusu and our conjoined hands.
手つないで喧嘩してるんだから、傍から見りゃ血は喧嘩にしか見えんだろ上皇。
そうは言うがこうするより他にないのだから仕
True,
方あるまい。
but we have no other choice.
はーい。
Mayuri abruptly raised her
はい
hand.
まゆし。
二人とももういい加減に喧嘩する。
つうかさ、二人ともさっきからずっと同じこと言い合ってんじゃん。見てる方もそろそろ飽きてき
I'm
た
not
お。
doing this for entertainment. But even I'd begun to think that this war of words wouldn't lead anywhere. No, in reality, I'd realized that long ago. I was merely waiting for a chance to say so. As I looked at Kurusu, I could see worry in her face. Perhaps she felt the same.
そうだな。
That's true.
まあ。
In fact, I kind of agree with Mayuri and Daru.
私も色
では、
So why don't we stop
今
blaming
後
each
どちら
other
のせ
from
いだ
now
という
on?
のは。
そうね。
That would have been a great time for the two of us to shake hands if we weren't holding hands already. This probably won't put an end to our arguing on a larger scale, but it seems like we have a temporary truce at least.
それで今日は二人とも。
どうするってどういうこと？
Well, I mean, I imagine she takes the sofa, I take the floor, we just sleep it away.
だって確か二人とも 1メートル以上離れられないんだよね。
I mean, whilst I don't want to blame it
お
on
茶の水の
Kurisu,
ホテルで
it
暮らして
kind
る
of
んだっ
is
け。
Kurisu's fault.
冗談じゃない。岡部と一緒にホテルに行くなんてごめんよ。
I had the perfect retort lined up, but knowing that it would spark another argument, I managed to hold my tongue at the very last second.
それじゃあ2人ともここに泊まるってこと？
やむをえんがそうせ
Unfortunately,
ざ
it
るを
seems
得
we
ない
have
だろ
no
うな。
choice.
クリスちゃんも？
仕方ないけど、それしか方法がな。
そっか。
After we answered, Mayuri seemed lost in thought.
あのね、2人には悪いんだけど、
Mayuri, don't you
マユ
fucking
シーは帰ら
dare!
なきゃならない。
まあそうだろう
Well,
な。
I thought as much.
ダル君は？
僕ももうちょっとしたら帰るつもり
You
だお。
bastards.
だよね。
Whilst
っていうこと
usually
は、
I'm sure
もう
Okabe
少
would
し
be
で
glad
オ
for a
カ
chance
リ
to
ン
be
と
alone
ク
with
リスちゃん
Kurisu.
2人
We
きりに
need
なっ
someone
ち
to
ゃう
stop
け
the
ど、
arguments.
大丈夫かな？
If you're not here to stop the arguments, we're doomed.
ああ。
That's right. I'd forgotten something very important. As it gets dark, Kurisu and I will be left alone. Which means...
それダメ。困る。
マユシーも一緒にいてあげたいのは山々な。
そこをなんとか。
Poor
ごめん
Kurisu.
ね、クリスちゃん。
そんな。
This is what she gets. This is her karma.
でも、もしかしたらダル君なら。
橋田が？
That would be worse, surely, having Hashida stay. Kurisu looked at me and Daru one after the other.
岡部と橋田と私。
That is not a good combination.
あ、僕なら
Her
マキ
name
セ氏
isn't
が
Chris,
言っ
but
ちゃダメ
Okabe
って
calls her
言って
Chris
くれた
because
ら
he's a
ここ
lunatic.
に残ってもいいけど、
誰が言うか。
心配しなくてもオカリンと2人で襲ったりしないから大丈夫だってばよ。
夜なこの変態。っていうか、そんなこと言われてお願いって言うわけ
She
ないだ
makes
ろ
a
うが。
good point.
ひでえな。ちょっとしたアメリカンジョークなのに。
どこがアメリカンジョークだ。そもそも橋田が言うと冗談に聞こえないのよ。
Sexual threat. Maybe he's right about you being harsh, assistant.
まあでも冗談は置いといて、本当は僕も今日はちょっと用事
So
があっ
in
て
the
帰
end,
らなきゃ
Kurisu
い
and
け
I
な
will
い
be
んだ
left
よ
here
ね。
alone after all.
そっか。でも多分大丈夫だよ、クリスちゃん。
Thanks, Mayuri.
そうだよね、オカリン。
こう見えてもとい
You
うのは気
wouldn't
に
know
な
it
る
by
とこ
looking
ろだ
at me, but I'll have
一
you
部で
know
は
that if
辞
you
書で
look up
紳士と引
gentleman
け
in some
ば岡部倫
dictionaries,
太郎の
you
こ
will
と
see the
と書かれてい
definition
ると
of
もっぱらの
Okabe.
評判だ。
ほらね。
だけど紳士は紳士でも
Shut up,
変態
Daru.
紳士。
なおさら信用できんわ。
というか常習。
As my assistant, you've spent the night here numerous times in the
今までだっ
past.
て
There's no
何度
reason
も
to
ここに
worry
泊ま
now.
っている。
あのな、どう考えてもいつもとは状況が違うでしょうが。
Well, I'm trying to tell you not to worry, damn it.
とにかく変なことしようとしたら大声出すか
お前こそ妙
Well,
な
if
こ
you
とし
try
たら
anything
許
weird,
さん
I'll
から
never
な。
forgive you.
ら。なんで私がしなきゃなんないのよ。
What an annoying conversation. Think about it, she's just my assistant. We're only going to spend one night together. What does she think I'm going to do? What?
だが、俺だ。
Yeah, it's me.
何？
What's that? Did you say
上
my
司が
assistant
機
may
関
be
の手
working
先
for
の
the
中に
organization?
だと心配するな。
There's nothing to worry
た
about.
とえそうだとして
Even
も
if that were true,
あんな尻に
Golden
蒙古
probably is a
藩の
weird
残りを
Mongolian
女に
spot in
惑
her
わさ
butt
れる
will
俺で
never
はない
shake。my focus.
おい、何気に失礼。
ふん。蒙古藩女
Quiet
を黙
down,
っているが
Spot's butt.
蒙古藩なんてないわよ。
もう、またそうやって喧嘩して。
Mari spoke up in a rare fit of anger.
いいですか？マユシーはそろそろ帰っちゃうけど、二人とも仲良くするんですよ。喧嘩なんかしちゃダメだからね。
Well, unfortunately, this game's a 12, Mr. Bump. The other two, what were the other two rated? I think they were higher than a 12. Let's have a look at the other two. What were their age ratings? Let's have a look. Mature by at the beginning of the advert. Oh, it didn't really say. It just said mature. Doesn't help. Nintendo Switch will say. Yeah. The first one was a 16. I think the second one might have been even higher. Yeah. The first one was a 16, the second one was an 18, but this one's only a 12.
Hi.
Roger.
すみません。
はい、二人ともいいお返事です。それでララ君はどう？
あ、僕も帰るを。とその前にオカリ。
なんだ？
What is it?
例の新しいガジェットのために適当にラボにあるパーツとか使ってもいい。
ああ、もちろん。
Yeah, of course. The lab is in your
全ては
hands.
お前
Do
に
whatever you
任せる
like.。
オキドキ。
何？あんたまだこれ以上ガジェットを増やすつもりなの？
Actually no, I played it 2 months after I turned 18. I was very sick when I played the first 2 games.
当然だ。
Naturally,
Just
because you created a new product for us doesn't mean that we're going to
こ
stop
のラボをお
working.
前だけの
Don't
力で持
presume
っ
that
てい
you're
る
the
ので
only
は
one
ないと
holding
いう
up
こ
this
とを
lab.
思う。
誰もそんなこと思っとりゃせんわ。
はいはい。それじゃあマユシーたちは。
オカリン。一緒に魔法使いになろうなって誓ったあの日の
Shut
こ
up,
と
Garu.
忘れ
I
るな
never
よ。
agreed to that. Well, you say I did play an 18 rated South Park game when I was like 14. It's after 9 p.m. Mayuri and Daru left about 5 minutes ago. In that time, the silence has only been broken by the ticking of the clock. Neither one of us has said a word. You can feel the tension in the air. I'm sure there's been situations that put Kurisu and I alone in this room before, at least as far as I can remember, but I didn't think anything of them at the time. Neither did she, most likely. The glance is the same sort of thing. But what's with this tension in the air? I like a good old game of Call of Duty. Against my brother and dad, mainly. It's so thick I can hardly breathe. Don't tell me this is going to last until tomorrow afternoon. I don't think I'd be able to take it. The worst part about all this is the silence. So maybe if I break the silence, things will get back to normal. One word. That's all it would take to fix things. Okay.
あ
What awful timing! My brother is in his 30s. Our words stumbled over each other.
何？
あ、いや、
No, it's
特にこれと
nothing.
いう
What
わけで
were
は
you
ない。
gonna say?
私も特にないんだけど。
Well, it'd be quite weird for a 15-year-old to invite me to dinner, wouldn't it? Silence again. Damn it, why would she start talking when she's got nothing to say? No, she must have been thinking the same thing I was, but our awkward timing ruined any chance at a conversation. Something. There's got to be something we can talk about. Yeah, but how would he pay for dinner? As far as I'm aware, most 15-year-olds don't have steady income. There's got to be something we can talk about. What did we talk about up till now anyway? Now that I think about it, it's only been about 10 days since we first met. We've talked about time travel, D-mail experiments and gadgets. In fact, so much of our conversation has been centered around gadgets that we haven't spent much time in casual conversation with one another. Let's talk about the good weather in Ireland. Of course, discomfort will arise when we're forced into a situation like this, and this awkwardness will only continue until something is done. Anything. I just have to say something. I'm getting thirsty.
それにしても今日も暑いわね。
そういえば
Hot in
確
real
か
life as
ド
well.
クターペッパーの買い
Good
置きがあっ
thing
た
we're
はずだ
stocked up on Dr. P.
なんでも今年は記録的な猛暑になるって言ってたっけ。通りで暑いはずだわ。
いや
Oh no,
そういえばあれは
I
昨
think
日
I
飲ん
drank
で
the
しまっ
last
た
of
の
it
だ
yesterday.
そういえば友達が言ってたけどアメリカもかなり暑いらしいのよね。
Wait, it's snowing for you, Mr. Bump. What? Where they are?
こんなことなら
I
今日の
really
うち
should
に
have
買っ
brought
て
some
きてお
more
けばよか
today.
ったな。
それにしても温暖化の原因が二酸化炭素だっていう間違った情報はいつになったら撤回されるのかしらね。
いや
Huh?
参った参
I
った
can't believe this.
ほんと参っちゃうわよね。
I don't think they're having the same conversation. This is all wrong! It almost looks like we're having a conversation, but we're just rambling to ourselves. How long can we monologue like this? There's no way we can keep it up till noon tomorrow. None! And why is it so hard to come up with something to talk about all of a sudden? There's only one thing I can do in a situation like this. What's wrong? You've been acting strange for quite a while. You're hardly your usual self, Christina.
何
Offering you a bit of information.
この本を
I, Hoin Kiyoma, am a mad scientist and only care for research and experimentation. My ultimate goal is to destroy the system that governs this world and plunge it
世界
into
の支配
chaos.
構造に破壊と
いきなり何なんだ。
つまり
Because my love of science comes before all else. I have little need for women and the things that accompany
女
them.
である。
岡部ってもしかしてそっち
そっちとはなんだ。
What do you mean by that?
だからほらベーコンレタスっていうかブラックリストっていうかブリティッシュライブラリーっていうか
What? BL? What does BL mean? You just kept saying a bunch of dull words that begin with B and L.
はあ
Huh?
お
What
前
in
は一体何を言っている
the
ん
world
だ
are you getting at?
だからうほっとかあーとか言わせんな恥ずかしい
Boys, bacon lettuce, BL. Wait, boys love? Oh dear lord. She thinks that Okabe is gay.
恥ずかしい
You're
の
the
は
one
お
who
前だ
should be embarrassed.
男と見るとカップリングだなんだと
You must be the kind of girl who starts
何でもかんでもくっつけたがる。
coupling every two guys
こ
she
の不女子
sees.
の目なぜ俺が誰なんぞと
Why would Dara and I ever?
やめろバカ想像しちゃっただろうが
バカはお前だ
You're the idiot! Stop imagining horrible things! Oh god. Now I'm almost imagining it.
言っとくけど私にその趣味はないかな、だけどあんたってばまゆりみたいな子がそばにいるってのにただの幼馴染だって言うしそれにさっきだって
さっきだと
What
い
did
つ
I
俺がそんな
just do to make you
話を
think
したという
this
の
of
だ
me?
そうじゃなくてさあんたと橋田が約束した
約束
Promise?
ほら言ってたじゃない一緒に魔法を使う
What?
最近はそういうのに嫌悪感を持ってる男が増えてるって聞いたけど
バカを言
Stop
え
talking nonsense! Dara was just joking around. And I never promised anything of the sort.
どうだか
本当だ
I'm serious!
俺はバリバリの
I'm a
肉食
sexual
系
carnivore! If I had the chance, I'd eat you whole! What a line! On the screen, that is a brilliant line. Oh my lord. That is brilliant. I can't believe I started saying it before I started reading it. Oh lord. Okay, you enjoy your barbecue, Mr. Bump. Christ almighty.
チャンスさえあれば。骨の髄まで。
Kuroshu wordlessly slid away from me. I mean, that's fair. That's completely fair. How could this happen whilst I was trying to soothe her anxieties? He thinks this girl's a little too nervous.
さっきと言ってること全然違う。
待て
Wait! I was just responding to what you were saying! I don't plan on doing anything!
肉食を自慢する男の人。
Calm down! Don't move any further away from me! And, yep, there it is. Ah! I was interrupted by a jolt of electricity. I tried to warn you!
そういうことはもっと早く言えと言ってるじゃない？
Perhaps because she realised anger would lead to another shock, Kuroshu calmed herself halfway through her sentence. That last shock must have her feeling a little more cautious. Anyway, if you're worried, I'll say it again. I swear I won't do anything. I mean it. You have nothing to worry about.
信用してもいいんだな。
I swear to Einstein. I raise my right hand as I take the oath.
わかった。そこまで言うなら。
Good. Now that's out of the way, we've got to find a better way to spend our time. As long as the silence and inaction continues, the slower time seems to pass. The way we experience time is not absolute but relative. According to the general theory of relativity, the way our bodies experience time is dependent on gravity. Naturally, changing gravity is beyond us at the moment. Which is why it's so critical for us to find some activity that makes it feel as though time is passing more quickly. To distract ourselves until noon tomorrow, let's see. Why don't we pass time by playing a game?
ゲーム？そんなもの。
I'm not sure. But let's go look for something we can play on the PC in the development room. Oh, it's just going to be all of Daru's pornos, isn't it? With that, I persuaded Kuroshu to look for a game with me. And... What is this? These are all porn games! We discovered an assortment of games with very adult cover art. There was no end to them. If he can afford all of these games, he should be able to afford to donate to the lab. What are these? Kuroshu gave me a cold stare. It's not what you think! These aren't mine! They're all Daru's, I swear! Kuroshu slides 30 centimeters away from me. There's no way I could play any of these with her. You know what? Now that I think of it, it would be a little odd for two of us to play a game on one monitor. We have to have something else. Oh, I've got it! I'm pretty sure we have to have some sort of board game. You know what I'm talking about? Like Monopolist or Alive or something.
確かにあなたの。
Right. I know, I bought something like that to play with my Daru. Let's take a look. We searched the narrative for board game this time. And we found... This is... Twister! You have to know what Twister is. It's a game where you put your hands and feet on randomly chosen coloured spaces and basically get intertwined with the other players. So what is it doing here? Yeah, why did you buy Twister? I mean, no offense to Daru, but he doesn't look like he'd be a Twister master. As far as I remember, we've never played anything like this in the lab. Could this possibly be another result of the D-mail I sent? But that led to another problem. No, I'm not, I swear. No, skepticism is valid. No, I swear, I never knew we had this in here. She falls silent and goes for a double slide away combo. By this point, we'd realised that the kill time with the game idea was going nowhere. Play noughts and crosses? Play I Spy? So instead we went to a convenience store to get some snacks and ended up standing around there reading manga and magazines until about midnight.
それにしても1メートル以上離れちゃダメっていうのは思ってたよりもずっと大
She's not
変
kidding.
ね。
Staying close was especially hard outside, where simply walking out of step with each other could lead to a sudden shock. The convenience store was nearly as tough. It's easy to separate if one person sees something that catches their interest, and the other doesn't notice and takes a couple steps forward. We suffered more than a few shocks that way, which made the staff very suspicious of us. Maybe you should have made the range like a bit more than a meter? Like, come on. Maybe at least like a room's length, like a good, you know, like 3-4 meters. How would you go to the toilet? This thing actively gets in the way of living normal life. Yeah, hang on. Yeah, if you have a big bathroom, like we have a decent sized bathroom here. It's more than a meter between the door and the toilet. I'm not about that. Yeah, this is a bad invention. Nah.
商品化するとしたら改良する必要があるわね。
Like the meter range. Definitely. You're still considering it, Christina?
当たり前でしょ。不幸な事故とはいえ、こうしてモニターする機会ができたんだから、どうせなら活用。じゃないと、何のために嫌な思いまでしてこんな状況。
まさに実験
You
大好き。
really love your experiments, huh? You're kind of an experimental freak,
実
really.
験ば
あら、科学者としては普通のことよ。それとも、自称マッドサイエンティストの法王院京馬さんは、そんなことすら考えられないほど。
冗談ではない。
Don't be absurd. Of course I thought the same
同
thing.
じよ。
どうだか。
She's just like Mayuri. She may initially panic once. She's just like Mayuri. She may initially panic once an unexpected event occurs, but once she has time to pull herself together, she's perfectly composed. I feel like women have nerves of steel when the chips are down.
それにしても、ほんとこの部屋暑いわよね。海外ならまだしも、今時日本でエアコンないとか、健康。
その資金を得る
We're
ための
making
ガ
these
ジェット
gadgets
製
so
作
we
で
can
もあるの
afford
だ。
it. Drink this, it'll
とりあえ
help.
ずこれでも
I
飲んで
took out a
我慢し
Dr.
ろ。
P from the convenience store bag and offered it to Kurisu. But she turned it down with a shake of her head.
いらない。
なぜだ
What? I thought you
ド
liked
クター
Dr.
ペッ
P.
パーは
そうね。好きだけど、今はやめとくわ。
She said as beads of sweat ran down her forehead. She's an odd one.
この暑さだと
It's hot enough
夜
that
だろう
you're
が
liable
建
to
物
get
の
heat
中だろう
stroke,
が
even
熱
inside
中
of
症
one.
になる
Don't
可能
blame me
性
if
があ
you
ると
get
いうぞ
sick. Oh,
そ
she
うなっ
doesn't
て
want
か
it,
ら
I'll
知ら
drink
ん
it.
からな
I twisted off the cap and downed about half of it in a single guzzle. It was perfectly chilled, perhaps because it had been in the store's cooler for a while. It doesn't sell very well and tasted delicious. The tension in the air after our first shock and the weird feeling that lasted until just a few minutes ago had both completely evaporated. At this rate, we should have no problem making it tomorrow afternoon. I can hardly believe it. I'd hoped the rest of our time would fly by without incident, but such was not the case. It was just after 2 AM. I never could have imagined it would come over me so suddenly. What can I do? Kurisu was right next to me reading an article written in English. I look at her. I try to quell the urge, but it's growing and growing inside me, overpowering me. I can't take it anymore.
おい、さっきから何隣でもじもじしてる？
Without a word, I took her hand.
何？何のつもり？
He's gonna yell at her, isn't he?
クリスティーナよ
Christina. I can't.
あんた、
I
もし
didn't
か
need
し
to say a word for her to understand my desire. She's a sharp woman. I nodded slowly and
お
firmly.
前が
Now,
ドク
I
ター
get
ペ
why
ッ
you
パーを
didn't
飲
want
ま
any
なかった
soda.
理由が今分かった
Oh, because of the toilet. Yes, yes. I knew it. You have to pee. I just mentioned the whole thing about the toilet. I didn't actually think, of course. I was more thinking about, you know, the worst. I wasn't thinking about the minor one. He can just piss out the window. For a man, at least, you know. I'm sure he can do it in a, you know. It's not that bad. It could be worse than peeing, especially if it's a man peeing. You know, it's not as bad. It's alright.
そう貯水容量
My
ギリギ
bladder
リ
feels like it's about to explode.
あんなにグビグビ飲むからだ。
こうなることが分かってい
If
た
you
な
knew
ら
this was going to
あの
happen,
時に
you
一
should
言
have
でも
told
言っ
me.
てくれれば
This is bad. Even tensing my abdomen to yell at her makes me feel like everything's going to leak out of me.
というわけでトイレに行く
Look,
ぞ
we're
ついて
going
く
to
る
the
かい
bathroom. Come on!
だが断る。
She responded without batting an eye. Well, I imagined that if you refuse, then he's going to either piss himself where he stands, or he's going to run to the bathroom, which will cause a shock, and that won't be pretty. She responded without batting an eye.
お前やはりあったちゃん
Really are an ad channeler.
何のことよ。私はただ断るって言っただけよ。だ
Well,
が
I
断
mean,
る
you
だ
just
なんて言
outed
ってない。
yourself either way. Huh?
語
You
る
just outed yourself. How do you know that? But I refuse as an ad channel
な
jargon
ぜ
if
だ
you're
が
not an ad
断る
channeler
があった
yourself.
ちゃん用語
You fool!
天才少
The genius girl Makise Kurisu is an ad channel. How much do you think the media would pay for a
女
scoop like
分
this?
かっている
どうでもいいけど。あんたトイレに行きたい？
あ、そうだった。
Right, don't just stand there. I need the toilet. To the bathroom.
トイレに行くからついてくる
No,
の
because
だ。
I'm a gene. I'm a master of my bladder. I would have no qualms holding this.
だから断ると言ったろうが。
お前は俺がここでいたしてしまってもいいというのか
What? Do you want me to do it here?
うわぁ、恥ずかしい。19にもなっておもらししちゃう男の人って。
そんなことを言っていられ
Keep
るのも
talking
今の
while
う
you
ちだぞ
still can.
ひとたび俺の体が
Once my body
エク
releases
スプロージョンを
its
起こせば
tension in a watery explosion, you're not going to get off easy. Do you
分
understand?
かっているそれともあれか
Or is that what you want? Don't tell me that's your fetish. That's incredibly
あとは言う
perverted.
とかなりの変態
冗談も大概にしろ。誰もそんな趣味持っとらんわ。
With every word, I got closer and closer to my limit. I twisted my body to the right and to the left and made one final agonized appeal.
だったらなぜそう固くな
Then
に
why would
断
you
る
refuse? What do you gain from this?
あんたね、人に物を頼むときは頼み方ってもん。
一緒に来てくださいお願い
Please
しま
come
す
with me, please.
最初からそう言えばいいって。
I couldn't listen to her any longer. Grabbed her arm and ran. I dragged her to the bathroom and left her on the other side of the closed door. I made it. Fortunately, even with the door between us, we were within a 1 meter radius of each other. See, you're lucky, because if that was my bathroom, that ain't happening. Actually, no, you could go up. We have the upstairs bathroom would work, but if we only had the downstairs bathroom, that would not work at all. If we weren't, an electric shock would have torn through my body, releasing what was inside it and spelling it to the world. Oh, spelling the end of the world.
早くしてよね。
She didn't have to tell me twice.
聞くなよ。
Keep your ears shut! Oh, come on, it's just the sound. Like, you hear the same from a fountain. It doesn't fucking matter. That was a close call. Have we avoided the end of the world? They say even the longest night has an end, and the rays of dawn spinning into the lab lent credence to that. Sunlight bestows blessings upon the world, and hope upon its people. I wonder if I would appreciate the sun as much had I not wanted so desperately for it to rise. Finally, 6 a.m. came.
な
It's like FNAF.
あ試し
6
に D
a.m.
メールを
hits,
送ってみないか
and the danger has passed. Hey, think we should try sending a D-mail?
何言ってんのよ。忘れたの？
当然忘れてなど
Of
いない
course not, but it might be worth a try anyway.
どうせ俺たちに
If
は
our
この
only
ま
other
ま
option
手
is
をこ
just
ま
to
ねいて
wait
待って
until
いるし
noon,
か
I say we give it a
やること
shot.
がない
Oh, there we go, it's resumed. Ha ha ha. Right, let us continue. We agreed to write and send an email. So you're okay with sending the same email we tried
行
last
った
night?
D メール実験を
About
や
not
めさ
doing
せ
the
るも
email
のでいいな
experiments in the first place?
問題ないわ。
よし
Right. I opened the mail menu and typed email experiment is trouble. I adjusted the wording slightly because spending one night with Kurisu made it clear that the number 12 incident had an even more troubling impact than initially thought. I want to get out of this predicament as soon as possible. That's how exhausting the last 12 hours were to Kurisu and I.
では行くぞ
Then let's do this.
電話レンジ
Phone
カッ
wave,
コ
name
仮
subject to change.
起動
Activate! The phone wave powers on. it works, the machine will start emitting electricity.
くそい
Come on!
お願い。
We shout as we pray for success. However, nothing happened. There's no feeling of dizziness, no strange sensation of the world turning around. The only thing we heard was the familiar ding that tells you your food is microwaved. I'll check my right wrist to be sure. Lo and behold, number 12 was still firmly affixed.
やはりダメか。
So it didn't work, huh?
分かっていたこととはいえ、やっぱり落胆は大きいわね。
しかしだからといっ
But we
て
can't just sit around here and
こ
wait
の
for
ま
the
ま
next
手を
6
こまね
hours
いて
to
いたと
pass,
ころ
can
で
we?
そうね。また後で挑戦し。
あ
Yeah. We have nothing to lose. And if we succeed, we're golden. We tried again 2 hours later, just after 8 a.m., right around the time the nation of Japan starts getting ready for the day. Maybe the phone wave is ready too. Admittedly, the grounds for that assumption were fairly weak, but it's sort of wishful thinking that propelled us into another attempt at sending an email. But, as expected, the results were unfavorable.
次は1時間後の9時にやりましょう。
ああ
Sure. At this point, Kurusu and I had learned from our mistakes. We'd been shocked so many times that we didn't even get close to an argument during our waits. After this, we tried sending our email every hour on the hour, at 9, 10, and 11 o'clock. You'd think we might just wait until noon, but we were being stubborn since we'd already made so many attempts. The two of us tried and tried to send an email, but every attempt ended in failure.
では行くぞ。
Let's do this. 5,
4
4,
3
3.
2、1。
電話レンジカッコ
Phone
仮
wave name subject
Kido!
change. Activate! I hit the send button on my phone for the 6th time today. The plate in the phone wave started to spin. And a few seconds later, the phone wave stopped unceremoniously. Our noon's email attempt failed.
そんな。
Kurusu's shoulders slumped as she emitted a sound that was equal parts fatigue and disappointment.
まあ仕方あるまい。
I've got all the blooming messages. Well, it is what it is.
そもそも
We know we can
送信
send
でき
email
る
in the
のは
afternoon, but that
12時
doesn't
くらい
necessarily mean
か
that
ら
it works
というだ
at
けで
noon on the dot.
きっちり12
そうか。あ、でも次はきっと大丈夫よね。だって今。
あ
Yeah,
そう
that's
いう
right.
ことだ
I don't know why our email rules are so inaccurate, but I also don't really care right now. I just want to be able to change things. And that should be our last disappointment. No more failed email transmissions, no more sitting lifelessly on the couch as the seconds tick endlessly by.
あと1時間。少なくともあと1時間で確実に解放される。ね
そうだ
あ
That's
と
right.
1時間だ
1 hour left.
え、その間この12号機から解放されたら何を。
そいつは考えたな
Brilliant idea. You really are a
少
genius.
女
もうその言い方はやめてよ、テレビ。
なあこいつは
Right,
そうだ
sorry
よな
about that force
つ
of
い
habit.
出て
What a dumb conversation. It's so uninspired, like it came out of a foreign TV series. Looking back on it now makes my skin crawl, but at the time we were completely invested in what we were talking about. The freedom we had longed for was just ahead of us. We were completely elated. Now that I think about it, I was the only one whose freedom lay ahead because of my special ability reading Steiner. Once the email was sent, Kurusu wouldn't be free from that number 12. There would be no liberation for her, but that thought couldn't have been further from our minds.
解放されたらどうしようかしら。やっぱり熱いシャワーを浴びてクーラーの効いたホテルの部屋で思いっきり眠りたいわ。
俺も同じだな
Pretty much the same thing. I'm going to celebrate my freedom by sleeping in as late as I want.
楽しみね。
ああ楽しみだ
Yeah,
な
it really is. We spent the next hour in high spirits. At last, the hour hand of the clock approached 1 p.m.
あれねえねえダルくん、
えマジでオカリンたちまだ
ひょっとして2人とも疲れて。
入ったらまずいことになってたらどうする
それはないよ。
ハゲドウ
トゥットゥルー、オカリン、クリスチャン、おはよう。あれ、
どうしたまゆし 人ともどうしたん？なんか燃え尽き。
おーい、オカリン。
どうして？
あれ、二人ともまだ12号機装着したまま。
なぜだ？
Why? Why won't the D-mail work?
D メールが作動しないのだ。
いろいろ調べてはみたけど、
だったらどうして送
Then
れ
why
ない？
doesn't it work? It's
もう
past
昼の
3 in the
3時を過ぎているんだぞ。
afternoon. None of these D-mails should have taken by
普通に
now.
遅れていたはずじゃないか。
もしかしたら回数制限があったとか？
回数制限だと。
A limit?
そんな
That's the
話
first
は聞い
I've
てない
heard of
ぞ。
it.
そりゃそうだろう。僕も今適当つうか、まあ普通に物理的現象として考えたら、
だったら何が原因なの
That's
だ？
what makes it work.
だからわからんて。
It was just about 1 p.m. when we excitedly sent the D-mail that we thought would liberate us from number 12. But tragically, the D-mail wasn't sent back in time. It didn't change the past. We have no idea why. Well, I know why. No matter how many times we tried, the only response we received from the phone wave was its ordinary ding. It didn't shoot out electricity, let alone change the past. The greater one's expectation, the more brutal the betrayal. By the end, the two of us were running on empty. We were so spent that we didn't even notice that Dara Mayuri came in quite some time.
私、もう一回やってみる。
そうだな。
Go for it. Perhaps this time we'll succeed. How many times have I thought that in the past hour? My thoughts were interrupted by the ding of the phone line. No idea why it wasn't working, the two of us sunk into the sofa.
大丈夫クリスちゃん。
大丈夫よって言いたいところだけど、さす
We
が
can't
に
do
ち
a
ょっ
thing
と
about
無理
this.
かも。
Dara and Kurisu couldn't figure out why it wasn't working, so we're completely beaten.
これはもう D メールを送って過去を変えるのは諦め。
それじゃあ、オカリンとクリスちゃんは
しばらくの間はそういうことになると。
しばらくってどれくらい？
それは僕にもわかんねえ。オカリンとマキセ氏が仲良くなれば早く外れるかもしんない
If we
し、
can't send
電池
D-mail,
が
we
切れる
can't
まで
change the
待たなきゃな
past.
んないかもしんない
That's a
し。
fairly ordinary situation to be in if you think of it. After all, we never knew that it was possible to send an email into the past until a few days ago. But it's different now. Changing the past, now that I've tasted the forbidden fruit, I assumed that any mistake could be undone with some time manipulation. I thought the ability to send email was a given. I'd subconsciously taken it for granted. But that idea now lies shattered upon the ground. The absolute fatigue that comes with being awake for an entire day and utter despair that comes with being proven completely wrong combined within me. That cruel cocktail left Kurisu and me barely holding on to what remained of our sanity. At that moment, the front door suddenly flew open and someone came in. It's
こ
Suzuha!
んにちは。
Suzuha walked in with a voice brimming with energy.
あ、すずさん。トゥットゥルー。シーノマより。トゥットゥルー。
She looks around the room, giving her head a slight tilt as she captures me and Kurisu in her sights.
どうしたの？なんかみんな。誰くんが驚かしちゃったから。なんかよくわかんないけど、困った状況なんだろうなってのはよくわかった。
Suzuha looked around the room again and scratched her head.
そっか。じゃあ無理だね。
無理ってなんか用でもあったん？
ほら、店長が苗連れて旅行に、それで遊び相手にでもなってもらおうかと。
あー残念だけど今ちょっとそれどころじゃないかも。
そんな感じだよね。そっかそっか。ごめんね。
Suzuha, go turn on the TV downstairs.
そんじゃ、失礼しました。
After Suzuha left, the room once again fell silent.
とりあえず僕もうちょっとだから例のやつだけ完
That
成さ
thing
せ
is
るわ。
probably a new gadget I asked him to make. But it doesn't matter anymore. I'd rather he worked out some way to solve my problem, but he's done his due diligence already, so I don't have a choice.
シャワー浴びたい。
What? Kurushu said this quietly as if emerging from a daze. Should she be taking... I mean, I would hope she made it waterproof. Otherwise that could go very wrong.
ホテルに帰りたい。シャワー浴びたい。
ク リスちゃん。
わがままを言う
Don't
な
be so selfish. You know what we need to do something about this first.
こいつをどうにか
どうにかってどうやって？
それは作ったお
You
前
made
に
it,
しかわ
so
から
you
ん
should know.
だったら無理ね。私は完璧なものを作ったって自負があるもの。
Well, they thought they were gonna free themselves, but they don't know that the CRTV isn't on, and so they can't send a message back to the past, and they're going a bit cuckoo crazy. Oh, also we figured out that with the rule that you can't be a meter away from each other, that makes going to the toilet interesting. And just like that, we're back to square one. No more like square negative one, since using DMAL to fix this is off the table. The only improvement over yesterday is that we're too exhausted to argue with each other. Well, luckily they have a toilet where you can pee with the other person being on the other side of the door without being a meter away. However, if that was in my house, that would not be a possibility. So I'm very much so glad that I'm not wearing that thing. The only improvement over yesterday is that we're too exhausted to argue with each other.
そうか
I see.
な
Then
ら
there's
ばどう
nothing
し
we
よう
can
もない
do.
なこのまま1週
We're
間
going to
だ
have
か
to
10
wait
日
another
だか
week or two for the
電池が
battery to
切れる
die.
のを待つかもしくは
Unless our feelings can intertwine, it's me and Kurisu. So the chances are slim.
そうだ。いいこと思いついたわ。
Everyone immediately looked at Kurisu.
なになに？
さすがはマキセ氏。僕にできることなら手伝うを。
それで
So,
ぜひ聞かせ
tell
て
us
もらお
about
う
it. What's this
そのいい
idea
こ
of
ととは
yours?
なん
それはね。
With 6 hopeful eyes staring at her, she gave a wry laugh and said,
切っちゃうっていうのはどう？
Oh! Oh no! She has gone insane.
切る？切るってダーリンのおバカ
ダメよそんなことしたら。より強力な電流が流れちゃ。
だったら何を
Then
切
what
る
are you
という
cutting?
そんなの決まってるでしょ。これよ、これ。
Oh no. With a smile on her face, Kurisu slowly raised her left arm. And in her hand she held my right arm.
これをこの辺りでチョキって切っちゃえば外れるのを待たなくてもいいでしょ。
What the hell is she talking about?
ちょ、マキセ氏、ヤンデレか来たー。
バカか。
You idiot! Now's not the time for jokes! The woman's gone mad!
お前正気か？
Christina, have you gone insane? Has the exhaustion finally gotten to you?
ほら、私は正気よ。だって今の状況を考えるとそうす
She
るの
said
が
this
一
with a
番合
cold
理的じゃ
smile
ない
and a small chuckle.
冗談ではない。
Don't be ridiculous! Attempting to remove my hand would only cause it to become more powerful than you can imagine!
だからそれごと切り落としちゃえばこれから先二度とその中二病が暴走することもなくなるでしょ。
Damn it, what's with this genius girl? Is she really a mad scientist?
でもこういう時って物は何を使えばいいのかしら。
クリスちゃんどうしちゃったの？
グロ注意。
Graphic content? What? There you go, Mr. Bump. There's your graphic content warning.
そんな悠長なことを言ってい
Didn't
る
I
場合ではな
say?
い。
Ixnay on the
この女を
jokes?
なんとかしろ。
Daru, stop that woman!
あらダメよ。橋田は私のこと手伝ってくれるって。
いや、僕そういうのはちょっと。
じゃあさっき言ったことが嘘だ。
Daru seemed to crumple under Kurisu's stinging gaze. I could tell that he was sweating from every pore. Despite the lack of air conditioning, it feels as though the temperature in his room suddenly dropped below freezing. How did we get here? Have the events of the last 24 hours really driven her insane?
まあいいわ。とりあえず
What?
だから言ったでしょ。綺麗な。
She wore a look of ecstatic glee, complete reversal from just a few minutes ago. That smile sent chills down my spine.
まだクリスティナ。
Wait, Christina! Just stay calm, alright? Let's talk about this!
お ちょっと疲れてるんだ。
You've been through hell today. You're exhausted. Try to calm down.
冗談。冗談よ。そんなことするわけないでしょ。何真剣になってるんだか。
冗談って？
だから冗談は冗談だってば。いくらなんでもそんなことできるわけないでしょ。
クリス
ごめんね、まゆり。驚かしちゃった。
She smiles. You bastard! How can you joke around at a time like this? I almost believed you!
こんな時だからこそこんな冗談でも言ってないと心が折れちゃいそうだったのよ。それとも何？自称狂気のマッドサイエンティスト。
Your little charade truly was a joke. That level of madness is mere child's play to me.
そんなこと言って顔面蒼白になってたのは
Daru, she's talking about you.
お前のことを言っとるんだ。
ねえ二人ともそんなに怒ったら
その心配はなさそうだおまゆし。
どうして？
だってほら、二人ともしっかり手つないでるし。
本当だ。
We picked up a horrible habit. When we started getting into an argument, we'd hold hands. They've been trained into us since last night. Just like Pavlov's dog, if it were trained to avoid electric shocks. Desperation does strange things to people. I also had the option to trick myself into believing that the pain from the electrical shock was pleasurable, but I feared that I might lead to issues down the line, so took the lesser of two evils.
いいわ。
Kirsty stood up as if she'd made a decision.
いつまでもここでこうしていたってどうしようもないってことは言った。とにかく今私たちに必要なのはつながれてようとなんだろうと生きていくためには。
You're quite right, but how are we supposed to do that? Are we going to stay together right here? I personally wouldn't really mind, but the shot that idea down previously.
この際それでも仕方ないんだけど、どうせ同じ休むなら少しでも休める環境で休む方が賢明よね。というわけで私帰るわ。
帰るだ。
Home?
ええ、そうよ。
待て。
Wait, where's that?
どこへ帰る？
決まってるでしょ。ホテルの部屋よ。
Hotel? But that means...
でもそうするとオカリンはどうする？もしかしてさっきみたいに腕を切ると。
まさかさっきのは冗談だって。
でもだったら
What
ど
am
う
I
するつも
supposed
り
to
だ？
do?
もちろん岡部も一緒に行くのよ。この際仕
I'm
方ない
going
でし
back to
ょ。
a hotel with her? The room seemed to freeze over once more, and for a while a silence fell upon the lab. Daru was the only one to speak first.
ホテルに行く？オカリンと二人で？
Like normies.
それほど広い部屋でもないからさすがに3人も4人も入れないし。
What does this
そういうこと
mean?
になるのね。
I thought she didn't want to go back to her room with me. Isn't that why we spent the night here? So why now? What is she thinking? What are her true intentions?
クリスティ
Christina, you intend to take me to
こ
your
の俺を
hotel
部屋
room?
に連れ
Is
込
that
む。
what you're saying?
確かにそう。
連れ込むとか言うないかがわしい。
ならば言い方を
Then
変えよ
let
う。
me put it another way. What do you plan to do
俺を
with me once
自
you
ら
take
の
me
根
into
城
your
に誘い
secret
込んで
base?
どう？そうか
Now
分か
I've
ったぞ。
got it.
お前。さて
You're going to take my brain as a keepsake because you desire my genius level intelligence!
自分それとも
Or maybe you're going to lobotomize me and collect as much data as you can! I've never got the exact definition of lobotomy. Small holes made in the skull. Oh, okay.
Go!
お望みならば本当にそう。
できるもの
If
な
you're
ら
capable of such atrocities. I was going to say go ahead and try, but then I remembered the right arm incident and I thought better of it.
あのな、ホテルに帰るんだからやることは一つ。寝るに決まっとろうが。
ホテルやる寝るだけ聞いた。
足だ。なんならあんたの脳も取り出してやろうか。
ふひひさせん。
ったく、どいつもこいつも変な想像するんじゃないの。いい？さっきも言ったけど、この状況は変えられないんだから、どうせ寝るなら快適な環境で寝たいってだけ。
In other words, she just gave up. I thought as much last night, but women really are brave in situations like this.
しかし
But are you
いいの
sure it's okay?
何が？
だから
I mean, if I come with
Orega-
you.
あんた言ったじゃない。変なことはしないって。それともあれは嘘だったの？
もちろん嘘で
Of
はない
course it wasn't. I
それ
swear
に
to
ついては
Newton.
ニュートンに
昨日はアインシュタインだったような気がするけど。まあ細かいことは
Did he say swear or swear?
ともかく、あんたが
She
そう
looked
言うな
straight
ら
into my eyes as she told
私
me
はあ
that.
んたのことを
She
信じるわ。
trusts me. There's no way I could think of doing something weird after hearing that. Especially with the look in her eyes.
いいなあ、オカリン。マユシーもクリスチャンの友。
そういえばそんな話もしてたわよね。それじゃあ今度この12号機が無事
I
に
thought you
外
just
れた
said
ら
before.
私の部屋でお泊まり。
やったー、お泊まり会なんて前に。
何？
What?
マユリ
Myra, you stayed at
Omae-
Lucaco's?
ルカ子のところ
泊まったよ。
待て
Hold
俺はそん
on.
な
How
話
have I
聞い
not
ていない
heard
ぞ
of this?
あれ、話してなかった。ああ、そっか。あの頃ちょうどオカ
一応確認
Just
し
to
て
make
お
sure,
く
Lucaco is still a guy, right?
ルカ子は
Did
男
he
のまま
miraculously change sexes somehow?
そうだよ。
Okay, well now we're certain that Lucaco's a guy in this timeline. I guess not.
そのことを
And did you
親に
tell
も
your parents about this?
ルカ君のところならいいよ。
ルカ子のところに
Lucaco's? And your parents have met him before?
前に一回家に来たことあってね。礼儀正しくていい
That's
子
probably
だ
because
ね
they
って
thought he
言
was
っ
a
て。
girl.
ルカ君のお父さんも娘が2人できたみたいで賑
Who
や
would
か
say
で
that?
って喜
What
ん
could
で
that
たので
mean?
す。
No way. Just thinking about it is giving me a headache.
あれ、どうし
Yeah,
いや
it's Lucaco. If she just lets over at Lucaco's, it should be fine, right? Hmm. I have mixed feelings about all this.
男の独占欲かっこ悪い。
だそういう
It's
ことで
not
はない
like that!
それよりオカリンもクリスちゃんも昨日からずっと起きてる。
そうね。このままここでダラダラ喋っていても仕方ないし、
いい
You
のか
sure?
だから信用してるんだってば。
そう
I see. If she's okay with it, I should be too.
では行こうか
Then let's go.
いざ
Onward to your lair!
マクツって何よ。
With that, I'm headed to the hotel in Ochimatsu, where Kurisu is living during her stay in Japan. I think this might be a good place to save and leave it.
あ、待ってオカリン
Oh wait, but wait, we got some Daru lines first. Daru stopped me on my way out of the door.
どうしたダル
Yes, Daru?
こんな時だからこそ一つ言っておかなきゃいけないことが。
なんだ
And that is? Daru's expression grows serious. Is he gonna call me a normie? He asks.
そんな装備で大丈夫か？
一番いいのを頼む
I'll take the best you have.
お前らな。
Oh, brilliant. We're just at a new chapter. The perfect place to end.